Okay. Alrighty. Ellie, I still got this little calm candle. I can see the amethyst in it. Why is that unfair?
That's Evie's candle.
No, this one's yours. Evie's was the rose quartz one.
This is on, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
What do you think you need?
Okay. Feels good, baby. I'm just gonna get ready. Hi to everyone who's watching this on replay. You can go ahead and skip forward probably to like the 3 or 5 minute mark. That's when I will go ahead and get started. Until then, I'm just waiting for everyone to come on, making sure that I have my headphones on. Let's see. Where's my right marking? There we go. There we go. Hey Emily, welcome, welcome.
Hey.
Hi, just gonna give everybody a few minutes and then we'll just get started. I've already let everybody know who's watching on replay. They can skip ahead to the 5 minute mark where we will dive into this ceremony.
Sounds good.
Hey, what do you have? I've got a couple energies in this room with me. I've got a puppy, I've got an elder dog, I've got a little girl. It's the first time I've had such a full house for a ritual. I think Ellie, you've sat in on one before, right? I think you sat in on the Scorpio one. The Scorpio full moon. You really wanted to. Remember that was the one where mommy wore my hat? And you wanted to watch. Why did you want to watch? Because I had my hat on? You thought I was going to do something extra special? Oh, thank you. We're going to give it 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. Where are we at? 3 minutes. Going full digital, folks. I've got the app up. I used to do this all from my laptop or like with printed hard copies. Now I'm totally digital. I've got the stand for the recording. I've got the iPad. Like these are goals. These are virtual. These are virtual business owner goals. Oh, I'll play this one. I think I played this on my last time we were waiting for folks to come on. This is my very favorite song ever. It's King Harvest's Dancing in the Moonlight. And
Building your business online
takes
effort.
Oh, that's a Google ad. It was actually a song that they played at my wedding. And I have a composer friend who's getting his PhD in like piano psychology. And he's writing us a theme song. He's writing the podcast a theme song with Nope, we don't need them. We're gonna do these. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. That's the top. So for everybody who's watching live, hi, welcome. This is the Aquarius full moon manifestation harvest ceremony. So King Harvest is like, it's my all-time favorite song ever. It's Dancing in the Moonlight. It's like a song from the 70s. And it's like the quintessential full moon song, because every time I play it, even if maybe I'm looking at my Foursquare, and I'm like, oh, I don't know that that has actually manifested or come into fruition for me yet. It puts me in a higher vibration where I'm able to just kind of like think like, you know what, there's always music and there's always light. And that's in our Aquarius full moon ritual. There's just like a link to it in the YouTube. And I encourage you to listen to that while you're giving thanks for your harvest. I mean, it's just such a good song. Like, if the song is like literally about dancing in the moonlight and just like giving thanks for this thing that is always here to serve us. And you can get that by going to the app. I hope you guys can see this on the screen. This ritual is very heavy on visuals. So be sure that you log in to the members app and access it, or from the website, wherever you get it. It'll definitely come in handy, and it'll make a lot more sense if you have the visuals, because we're going to be getting metaphysical. We're going to get physical with metaphysics. And then, yeah, we've got the link into the King Harvest song. So, all-time favorite song. So before we get started, I haven't done this in so long, and I'm going to draw a little card. I'm going to pull a little card just to like set the energy. I haven't done this on a live call, maybe ever. I always do them for myself before a call, but I always do them for one-on-one, but why not? So we're going to do 2 unicorn cards. We're just going to see what the energy of the Aquarius full moon has to offer us in tandem with this. Oh, that's one. Oh, we got 2. Okay. So we have, oh, this is fun. Okay, so I'll do the first one that popped up first. So decide. Oh, boy, is that relevant. Holy moly. That is spot on for me. Decide. And it says, it's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. Whoa. That's so funny, because I usually use these unicorn cards when it comes to my little girls, and that is something that is like definitely up for me right now. So if you have anything that you need to decide on, I would say the energy is definitely supporting us in that at this time. And then the second card that popped was, and this is so exciting, how exciting. Happy surprise. So something very good is about to happen. So a happy surprise. So I don't know if that's not confirmation. I don't know what is. Happy surprise, decide, and then happy surprise. I mean, those are 2 pretty cool cards. And I don't usually like lean on cards that much, but right now I'm in the middle of making a really big decision. And this is bringing me reassurance. And so is my Foursquare, which we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk specifically about the energy of full moons and how, so during the full moon, everything is illuminated, and the path forward is, it's shown what direction we want to head. Maybe things that were hidden from view before are now clearly illuminated. And during the full moon, it's a great time to harvest our abundance and to give thanks for our abundance, and to, you know, enjoy the fruit of our planting of our seeds of intention. But it's also a great time to get clarity on the next cycle that you're coming into. So the Cancer new moons, we spent planting our vision boards. We had back-to-back Cancer full moons, and those were all about, what do we want the way ahead to look like? What do we want the next 6 months of our lives to look like? And hopefully you had time to create a vision board, double time, because you had 2 months to do it, and make sure that it really felt in alignment for you. And hopefully you were able to lean into the wisdom of the Bagua, the Chinese Bagua, which is like a quadrant way to kind of plant your intentions on the vision board, as well as in your life. And that's what we're going to be talking about for this ceremony. There's something else I was going to, oh, the last thing I want to say before I get too far into the ceremony, and I totally forget, is I want to take a moment and pause and give thanks for divine timing, because I just had something happen that was so, like, I literally, if anybody is good with math and you're watching this on a replay, please message me in the app, message me on Instagram, like find me somewhere where you can give me the answer to this statistically. So we have this broken clock in our kitchen, and it's not broken, it's our oven clock, but our power goes out here so frequently that about a month in, my husband and I both just stopped resetting it. We just were like, that's it. Like this will just always beep, and or we'll just, if it's flashing, we'll just click okay. And whatever the time is that will be on the oven, that'll be the time. And sometimes I'll walk by and I'll be thinking about something and it'll be 4:44 or 1:11, even though it's, 6 in the morning or 10 at night. And I always take that as like, oh, cool. Like, thanks, team, angel, spirit, universe, higher power, whatever it is that you are leaning into. I've heard some folks say recently that it's past and parallel existences, like different planes of your own reality. I was like, oh, that's fascinating. And I walked by today at 5:43 as I was getting ready to come in here and do it. And it was in fact 5:43, which blows my mind because, they say like a broken clock is always right 2 times a day. What are the odds of a broken clock that's just always on whatever random time that it's on being at that time? Like, that blew my mind because I looked at it and I knew that I had the ceremony coming up, and I was like, oh, that's probably wrong. Don't look to that clock. To look to the one on the wall. And then I looked back, I was like, wait a second, 5:43, that might actually, no, this clock's not right. And I pulled out my phone and it was spot on. And I just took a second to go, holy cow, like I'm syncing up with exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And whatever is going to be coming, like this is a little indicator to me that like I'm syncing up with divine timing, and the universe is going to support me in whatever decisions I have and whatever happy surprise is coming. And I just wanted to offer that to you as we start this, that every now and then, just pausing to look around and see if you are actually like sometimes you'll know that you're where you're meant to be, and then sometimes you'll really know that you are where you're supposed to be. And I feel like if that wasn't confirmation that I'm in the exact right place at this exact time, I don't know what was. So that was really cool, and I just wanted to offer that to you. And if anybody is good with statistics, please let me know. I don't even know how you would compute such a thing. I literally said to my husband, I said, if the odds, because he walked in, I said, did you reset this? And he goes, no. And I was like, nobody else would even think to reset this that has access to our kitchen. Like, that just, if it wasn't him and it wasn't me, then, and I was like, what are the odds of this? He goes, oh, I don't know, it's a lot. I said, well, if we happen to be in the kitchen at the right time to see this, the odds of that, then any number of things that we think are, the odds aren't in our favor, like that right there is confirmation that that's not the case. So, okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm still just kind of like, like jarred by the fact that a clock that is never right was right, with no intervention. Okay, so today is the Aquarius full moon, and what you're going to want is your Foursquare, as always. Remember, we do, what is it, hamburger, hot dog, hold it in fourths, and you're gonna label your quadrants: health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. Or if it calls to you, ease, flow, connection, and expansion, or any mix of those. So the Foursquare is taken from Florence Scovel Shinn and her works, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And she talks about life being a game, and it's all about learning how to play it. And planting our intentions in these 4 quadrants are to bring about the aspects in our life that we are seeking to actively manifest. And it just kind of like gives, I like this because it reminds me of planting a garden. And when you plant a garden, you have very specific quadrants that you're planting within. And then when you go to harvest, you don't walk in and you're like, gosh, I wonder if I have any tomatoes. Like, do I have any carrots or zucchini? I don't know. Like, did I plant any carrots or zucchini? Oh, there's a pumpkin. I don't remember planting a pumpkin. That's cool. It's like, a little bit what to expect, but then there's also plenty of room for, oh gosh, tomatoes would be a good one. Like tomatoes to take seed because you threw some, compost out into the garden. So that's kind of how I like to think of it. And I'm not a great gardener, but I've found that analogy holds true over time and is supported in a really organic way, just like the cycles of the moon support us in a very organic way, like month to month, cycle to cycle, year to year. Planting a garden and planting our intentions is this eternal thing that we come from, you know, like an indigenous way of life, a hunter and gatherer way of life. And I don't believe that as a human species, no matter how far we evolve, we'll ever get away from this idea that we know how to create our own abundance, we know how to harvest our own resources. And yeah, I just think that it's something that can serve us. It's kind of timeless in that sense. Okay, so you're gonna plant your intentions: health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression, or ease, flow, connection, and expansion. I invite you to use those terms and to tune into those terms for what they personally mean to you. And if any don't resonate, simply replace them with ones that do. You'll want to plant a micro and a macro intention. Micro being something that you hope to come into your field of reality or come into fruition in the next 2 weeks between this, I'm sorry, we're harvesting right now, we're not planting. I'm explaining the planting process. So during a planting process at the new moon, what you would have done was write your micro and macro intentions. And now is the time that they would be coming into your reality. So what we're gonna do is you're actually gonna look at your Aquarius new moon intentions. So if you happen to have this, it would have been from 6 months ago. It would have been the on January 24th. So you're going to want to reflect on the micro and macro intentions that you planted. So whenever we're doing the harvest, you're going to look at what you did 6 months ago and what you planted 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago was the Cancer new moon. So you want your Aquarius new moon and your Cancer new moon intention quadrants to do this reflection for the Aquarius full moon. If you don't happen to have those, what I always suggest is pull up your calendar, pull up any notebooks that you have. I have a habit of dating everything. I don't know if I was a teacher or what, but any notebooks that you have where you can go back and check notes that you may have written to yourself in any kind of work notebooks or school notebooks. You can always go back and check your emails. You can go back text messages, instant messages, timeline. Somebody pointed this out to me. I never even thought of this. Go back and check your feed on social media from 6 months ago. So the Aquarius new moon would have been January 24th. So like right around Martin Luther King weekend. Like what were you doing within that time frame? And what you're going to do is just simply reflect on that. So what were you intending for your life back in January that has come into fruition in a more macro sense, something a little bit longer? And then on a micro level, what else has popped? Like, has there been anything in 2 weeks since the Cancer new moon? I'm looking at my vision board. Vision board's kind of like a fun visual way to do this. And I'm trying to see if there's anything that is on there. Let's see. I don't see anything that's popped for me in 2 weeks, but I'll have to get mine out and look. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to note it in the quadrant, and anything that maybe you had planted or you had wanted 6 months ago. Sometimes I like to give you guys examples. Like maybe something that you planted that doesn't resonate anymore, or something that you really wanted 6 months ago that you don't necessarily want anymore. Gosh, looking at my own stuff gets me off track, but in a good way. So yeah, this is a great time to really look at what you wanted 6 months ago. The world was completely different, like 100% different. I was in LA during this full moon, during this new moon. And I remember somebody saying to me, oh yeah, there's this virus in China right now. You should wear a mask on the plane on the way back to Africa. And I was like, what? No, like, I don't do that. I don't wear masks on the plane, like germs, whatever. Little did we know how earth-shaking this would be. And full disclosure, I did not see this coming. I felt a change coming, but I always feel changes coming, in the sense that I just am always waiting for the collective to kind of catch up to what I'm already feeling, but I didn't anticipate this would happen. I thought maybe there'd be a little, I thought maybe there'd be a new medium on TV that everybody was up in, applause about, or any number of things. It could be just a little bit. I did not expect this. So yeah, just make sure you reflect on that. And then let's get going with this month's ritual. I meant to set a timer. We're gonna go for 8 more minutes and then we will be done. I'm really trying to set new time boundaries for myself. And let me do that really quick. Thank you for your patience. Trying to model good behavior so that you guys will still have about 30 minutes after this call to plant your intentions. Okie dokie. So let's get physical. Let's get metaphysical. Non-resistance is pure alchemy. When we stop forcing situations, our lasting good and highest aspirations come easily and effortlessly. So, oh, that's so funny. That's why I put this playlist on. You ready to move, shake, shake, and drop what your mama or daddy or other soul family member gave you? At the new moon 2 weeks ago, we took the time to envision our new future with the full moon in Aquarius. Am I in the wrong? No, I'm in the wrong. Sorry. With the full moon in Aquarius, now is the time to take action and get into both vibrational and physical alignment with the life you want to live. Harnessing the energy of the full moon, use your Bhagavad to make money moves in your wealth and abundance corner, release stored family drama or illness hiding in your family and health zone, or jump with joy as you prep your career and work quadrant to land the job you've been dreaming about. So in tandem with using a Chinese Bhagavad, which can reveal shadows within ourselves or hidden opportunities that were previously blocked from view, the full moon in Aquarius ritual flips the stagnancy switch and lets you get physical with metaphysics, learning how to move energy. So with love, light, and the Bhagavad compass, this is the Aquarius full moon ritual guide. So after you've completed your vision board, and if you haven't done so, go ahead and go back and check the Cancer New Moon resources that are available in the member section. And even if you just do a little one, like a little, piece of paper, and you just write words in it, that's totally fine. You don't have to do this big magazine tarot. You don't have to do the 4D and 5D vibrational things I was talking about on the last call. Just make something little. But use the Bhagavad to kind of overlay that energy. So you're being a little bit more intentional with how you want things to manifest in your life. So after you've completed your vision board and you've placed it somewhere prominently where you can see it, you're going to want to, and I'll hold this up, and this is again available in the resource section, you're going to want to look at the Bhagavad quadrant. So the Bhagavad is taken from a Chinese tradition, and it's typically like an octagon with 8, and then the dead center. In the modern tradition, it's more of a square because most homes are square rectangular in the Western world. And a Bhagavad is taken from the Chinese architectural tradition, where most of the houses were circular in form, or octagonal. What's the word? Octagonal in form. And so what you're going to do is, once you have a little bit of familiarity with the Bhagavad, you're going to then overlay it on top of your floor plan. So this is an old floor plan of my old dream house that we used to live in. And if you can see, I've overlaid it on top. So the way that you overlay the Bhagavad is that you always put the career, self, and work, you align it with your front door. So no matter where your front door is, that's where you align it. So like, what if you live in a duplex and your front door is like all the way on the left-hand side? That's okay, that's where you align it. And then look to see if the fact that you don't have anything to the left of that front door aligns with like your love and marriage, your career, your creativity and children, and your compassion, travel, and helpful people quadrants. So I always find this really fascinating when I overlay it over people's homes. So for, I'd say a good year and a half, I would travel around with like a schematic of this in my mind. And I'd walk into somebody's house and I'd be like, ooh, you've got a good abundance corner. And then like, sure enough, they like would be super abundant. Or like maybe there was something weird in their reputation sector and they're like, oh, I'm going through this lawsuit. And I just, my name is sullied, and or I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I always just kind of noted it to myself, because like, who wants a crazy person coming into their house and being like, your Bhagavad is off, and like, your helpful corner is like really cluttered. You need to declutter that closet so that you can start getting new opportunities. And one example that I will give of this is 2 years ago during the, what moon was it? It was this moon. During the Aquarius full moon in 2018, we had I had placed a globe in our helpful people in travel quadrant, which was like in a corner of our kitchen that we'd always had a garbage can there. And I was like, I'm just gonna see if there's anything to this. And I moved the trash can, I put the globe there, like an old fashioned spinning globe from my classroom. And we were like sort of, kind of, nope, we hadn't actually heard about Africa yet. No, we hadn't. It was before. But we were actively seeking to leave. We were supposed to be in the same space in DC for a couple more years, but we were like, anything. And within, on August 9th, so I'll have to go back and check what day the full moon in Aquarius was in 2018. But within a week, we got news that we were going to Africa. And that's pretty, I mean, that to me was like, okay, I'm now doing this. You know, that's not to say it's like foolproof, but I do notice that anytime I will declutter a specific area, the energy will open up. So if I ever declutter, like my family quadrant, which if we're looking at the Bagua is over here. As soon as I declutter it, I get a call from somebody being like, hey, remember that time, like a family member, and they kind of like want to go through something and like move towards healing. And I always find that to be really interesting. So use the Bagua in your space. And if you don't know where to start, just start with decluttering. So my first suggestion is kind of like, once you get familiar with the layout of your home and your landscape using the Bagua, then go through and start to declutter those areas. So always make sure that your front door is like, you could always walk through. There's nothing like blocking your entryway, and like, so you can just like move through that area, pass in and out really easily. And that's a great way to like kind of move energy in your career and always keep things like flowing and open. If anybody comes to my house, they're always like you walk in my front doors and they're double doors and it's just empty. As long as I can keep my kids' shoes out of that space and their toys, it's totally empty. And that's how I like it, because I like the energy to be able to move in and out. It looks like we just don't have any furniture. What do you do? I just keep it out of that area. And then right at the dead center of the house, so like find like the core of your house, and that's where your core being is. So just like on your vision board, you would have placed an image of yourself in that spot. This is where you can kind of like go into yourself. And if maybe you're feeling a little bit out of balance, or you've been experiencing illness, or you want to recover for an illness, or you want to, you know, brace yourself for what's going around, I highly encourage you to go to the center of your space and start there, and then move out. And then you can go in whatever way feels best for you. You can go quite literally like top to bottom and over, or go to those sections. For love and marriage, if there's any area of your house that the feng shui is off a little bit as far as like how the Bagua overlays, oh, that's our timer. You can look up a feng shui cure, and you just Google that. So for example, if like you want to attract love or enhance your relationships, or even improve your self-esteem, you could put something in your love, marriage, and relationship quadrant. Pairs of things are like a good thing to put in there. So like a pair of crystals or pair of earrings or anything that comes in pairs. That's a good spot to put there. I'm always really mindful of the photos that I put in places. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna go into on this. Be sure you check out the ritual. And then last but not least, another big point of this ritual is to get rid of anything that no longer serves you. So any tchotchkes, any clutter, just anything that you're really ready to let go of. The Aquarius full moon is a great time to release that. And I like to play a really fun game called Get Gone Now, or like Source Appointed. And if you have something, the easy things are the easy things, right? You know, to recycle, to donate, to declutter things. But then let's say you have something that's like kind of special, but you don't really want it anymore, you don't really need it anymore, and maybe you're just like not really sure who could use it. I like to play this fun game where I'm just like, source tell me who this belongs to. And you basically, while you're holding it, you can just like physically hold the item. You say like, I'm trying to see if I have anything that I need to get rid of in this space. But like, who would best benefit from having this specific item? And it can be something really random. And you say like, just show me who. and then kind of release it. Set it in your donate pile or your giveaway pile or your sell pile, because it could be something that you need to exchange value for. Maybe it's old jewelry or anything like that. And you, and then you just open it up to the universe to send you the person. And then don't be surprised if maybe you're like at work or you're in like a online thread or somewhere where you see somebody like in search of, like, oh, I'm in search of, we've been trying to get rid of our trampoline, and somebody's like, hey, do you know anybody who has a trampoline? I'm like, oh, we do. Things like that. We're not getting rid of it yet, don't worry. Don't trigger a panic. Like, really. So things like that, when you release the having of it to the universe will be like, oh, I see that this item is of value and I will be directed to who it goes to. We have another ritual on like physical things that is really fun to work with, releasing them to who they belong to without wasting them. So it's like, how can I release this without wasting it to who it belongs? Because the idea of one man's treasure is another man's trash, or vice versa. That's really fun. Okay, so last but not least, if you're moving or making plans to move, definitely carry your bagua with you. I know I carry it with me whenever. In our next duty station, if we end up building a house, I will for sure have my bagua ready, and I will be taking it to the construction site and or sending something sort of less woo to the construction team. I'll be like, I would like this window to face out onto this view. You don't need to know that it's in my abundance corner and I'm really trying to manifest something. So, but you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of little ways that we can move energy subtly and still look like totally normal, rational, sane human beings. Isn't that the point? Okay, we've got a really great Golden Hour Divinations episode that complements this ritual. It's an episode that I did with Reverend Brian Funk. It was an enlightening discussion looking at the principles of divine metaphysics and how modern day mediumship is evolving in an interconnected world, and how to explore your own beliefs about the fluidity of spirituality. Last thing that you can do, and I highly encourage this, is streamline your social media or your social circle by pruning connections that don't honor your core being. If they aren't a value add, you can release them now at this time. And as Aquarius is the sign that rules electricity, as you move through your house with your bagua, see where you can go green by conserving energy or using the moon's bestie, solar power. So one thing that I'm doing is I'm reading our family cleaning products of plastic bottles. So we're going back to soap, hand soap, in all of the rooms that only our family uses. And then in the one room where we may have guests, we're going to probably still keep that dispenser just for sanitation, but in bulk, I'm moving away from that because I've collected those for a year and I've just seen how many bottles that is. And I'm like, okay, that is one place that I can go green and support the universe. All right, before I close this out, I just want to say thank you so much, as always, for joining me in this safe and sacred space. It's my honor co-creating with you, and I love seeing all of your journeys on social media, via email, wherever it is that we connect. Keep doing that thing that only you can do in this world, bringing divine guidance to your life and the lives of all of those that you encounter, and otherwise being a light worker in this modern age. The world truly deeply needs the special gifts that you are either facilitating or fostering or developing or have and are ready to share with the world. So thank you so much. In gratitude, this is the Aquarius full moon manifestation harvest ceremony. Hey Becky, you want to come say bye before we get off? We'll take a couple of questions and then that's it. So I'm going to turn off the recording and say bye to everybody. Say thank you. You did so well. You did so well. You were so quiet the whole time. All right, let's see. Let me turn off the recording, Mama. Oh, there we go. Okay, recording.